Hi, this is Regdren and I'm going to talk about a few mid-level methods to make dungeon runs faster. If you're looking for something more tailored to people just starting out, I have a beginner's PvE guide. You can find the link in the description. Later in the game, most content can still be finished solo without any help, but that can take a while and your time is valuable. You might need to work, or study, or level some alts, so let's get started. Section 1. Cube Skills. You may have noticed something while watching my gameplay. If you just said, that first black hole didn't need to be charged, congratulations! You've watched this whole video already. One of the easiest ways to speed up your runs is to remove the idea that cube skills should be used sparingly. Look at what I get from disassembling just one weapon. That'll cover several runs, even if cube skills are used non-stop. The only real limits should be your cooldowns and to a lesser extent your mana. This is more important for some classes than others, but in general, you spent skill points on those things. Use them just like you'd use normal skills, or those points are wasted along with your precious time. Section 2. Training. Early in the game, you get access to a PvE training room. This is useful for a lot of things, but I'm going to focus on attack range. The training room is a great place to figure out the hitboxes of all of your attacks. Check the X-axis, Y-axis, as well as overlapping or behind your character. Some attacks have strange hitboxes and you can benefit a lot from finding out just how they work. When you have a strong feel for your range, you can hit enemies more safely and reliably, making your runs quicker and easier. Section 3. Boost Potions. The least glamorous result of the alchemy profession can be one of the most useful tools for you. We plan to cover this in more detail in another video, but here's a basic primer. Alchemists can make potions that substantially boost your max health, max mana, strength, and intelligence. Most alchemists make lots of these to level their professions up, so they tend to sell for dirt on the auction house. Check to see if friends or guildmates are alchemists too. These boost potions last half an hour each, ignoring death and the end of a dungeon. They are amazing value for your money, and all you need to do is remember that they exist. Section 4. APC Dolls. Carry a teammate in your pocket for much easier, faster dungeon runs. Once you get used to working with APCs, their ability to distract, disable, and sometimes outright kill monsters will save you loads of time. Pay close attention to the fighting style of your APCs. Characters that rely on status effects will be extremely effective against dungeons of about the same level, but drop off in effectiveness pretty soon after that. APCs that rely more on raw damage can hold up against higher level monsters, but be sure to keep the enemy disabled as much as possible because a low level APC can get killed pretty fast. Like alchemists, animators make lots of low or mid-level recipes to level up their professions, so keep an eye on the auction house. The expense is higher than stat potions, and an APC only lasts for one run, so it might be more useful when you already have a higher level character to help fund your leveling. At very high levels, the expense of APCs skyrockets because they require gold cube fragments. So if you're going to use dolls, start as early as possible while the expense is low. For those whose money is really tight and want to get full use of every doll, buy a couple and save them for quests that require full dungeon clears, or the plus 100% clear experience champion break buff. Section 5. Assist Attacks. If you're like me and want to raise more than one character, you can take advantage of the assist attack system once your first character reaches level 50. Calling your assist character has no cast animation and can be used anytime you're not disabled. You do need to be careful that your assist is not hit out of the attack, as your ult is just as vulnerable as you are. You use your own clear cube fragments and mana to execute assist attacks, but the mana cost is scaled to your character. Using your high-level character to vaporize low-level content is fun, but things get more interesting once your characters get closer in level. Ideally, you want an assist attack that does something your active character can't really do, and inflict a different damage type from your own attacks. Moves that gather up or disable opponents are especially valuable. There's not nearly enough time to cover every single character combination, but I'll give some examples with my own characters to explain the general approach for picking a good assist attack. I've got a Crusader, a Summoner, and an Elementalist. The Crusader's assist attacks are Flash Sphere, which is good for combos and has a nice stun at the end, Hammer of Repentance, a fast attack that makes enemies hit each other for a while, and Righteous Judgment, an area attack that locks enemies down with hit stun and deals good damage. My Elementalist has cast times for everything and often needs a bit of time to lay down important spells, so I think the quick hammer attack with its knockdown and disable would be the best fit. On the other hand, my Summoner has trouble chasing down enemies that move a lot and has no direct attacks to speak of, so Righteous Judgment works the best. Elementalist assists are tricky to use because you need to cover her a lot during the charge time and plan your attacks well. She has Halloween Buster, a low cooldown meteor attack. Black Hole pulls enemies together and is a great setup for your own area attacks. Arctic Burst is an area attack that freezes enemies in place. It doesn't gather enemies together like Black Hole, but it lasts longer, covers a wider area, and deals more damage. Black Hole is a great fit for the many small area attacks of my Crusader. It sets up Flash Sphere, Deflection Wall, pretty much anything I might need. It also deals shadow damage, which is not a Crusader's specialty. I chose Arctic Burst to bring with my Summoner for the same reasons as Righteous Judgment. It's also good for killing enemies behind obstacles, which sometimes give summoned monsters trouble. By process of elimination, we have the Summoner assist skills. Akuso summons a stationary plant that attacks anything nearby. It's a cheap, tanky summon with a low cooldown. Big Sis Louise is a summon that mostly focuses on raw damage. Echeverria is less damaging than Louise, but is tankier and can attack over a very long range and area. Personally, I'm not a fan of the damaging summons as assists. They're costly to summon, and you can't direct them or boost their damage like a summoner can. Echeverria especially loses out because it depends on lesser spares to boost his power and heal it, and you won't have those things when you're not a summoner. Akuso, however, is a spammable, plant shield that distracts enemies and gathers them up for you to pummel. This is especially useful for my Elementalist, who could often use a bit of breathing room, but my Crusader can make use of it as well. So think about the assists available to you and how they can benefit your alts. Using them effectively can really help improve your overall clear time. One final note. In a party, assist attacks are on a global cooldown, so when one character uses it, the other characters have theirs disabled. This cooldown can be longer than that of the assist attack, so watch it carefully. That just about covers everything I wanted to talk about today. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if there's something else you'd like me to cover. And don't forget to click the sub for lots of healthy videos to make your characters grow big and strong.